Hey, let's talk a little bit about failure and how failures occur. Now, when we have an unwanted event at the workplace, an injury, productivity loss, equipment damage, quality excursion, it's very tempting for us to look at the victim or the last person that touched it and point the finger at them as causing that event. If you had only followed the procedure, this wouldn't have happened. But I think there's a big problem with that. Because if our workplace was a stable system, if it was resilient, like the Jenga tower, the way you see it right now, it's very stable, right? I can beat the table, I can blow on it, it's not going anywhere. And in a stable system where there is resiliency, I can make a mistake. And there's no tragic outcome because the system is stable. So the problem, I believe, is that when we do these things, when we make mistakes, when we take shortcuts, we take workarounds, all those things, and we don't talk about them, we don't learn from them, we don't improve the system, then it gets degraded over time. And so when we do things like, well, we're making new products because we exist to make money. We want to make a lot of money. So we started launching new products. And we're doing this in the summertime. So it's hot. And we got a lot of people on vacation. And so we're working a lot of overtime. And we've had trouble with retention anyway. So we've got a lot of turnover. We got a lot of new employees in the plant. And since we got all these new employees, we may not be doing the greatest job at training because we got to hurry up and get people out into the workplace. And our revenue's kind of been hurting, which is why we launched these new products. So we maybe haven't maintained the equipment as well as we should have. And the tools we're using, well, they're not ideal for this new product we're making, but they'll work. We can get by with them. So we're just going to keep using those tools in order to save money. And again, it's summertime and it's hot and people are working a lot of long hours. And our procedures, well, we haven't updated them the way we should have. They're not quite up to date, because we're short-handed. We've got this new product. We got all this stuff going on. And then we have a worker that goes out on the line and makes a mistake. Is that what caused the tower to collapse? But oh, so often, this is the thing we point at when something comes crashing down and we say, wow, if you had just followed the procedure, that wouldn't have happened. So we focus on that when we should be focusing on that. So just imagine if we had a culture where we knew about all this stuff, where people came and told us about all those stuff, or better yet, where we went out and talked to people every day to try to understand where the weaknesses were in the system. Because one thing I promise you, the people closest to the work, they know where all that stuff came out of the tower. They know where the thing is falling apart, where the equipment's not running right, where the tools aren't the best, where the training has been shortcutted, where the procedures are unworkable. They know these things. So what if we spent a lot of time as leaders out in the workplace talking to our workers and trying to understand all these things and get their ideas on how to improve it? That's what operational learning is. That's the real value of operational learning, is we can understand all this stuff. We create a culture where people are willing to tell us those things because we genuinely take it as opportunities to learn and improve, and we keep building the system back up. We keep building resilience back into the system. We fix things as best we can. We make the improvements that work for the workers, instead of just pointing the finger at the victim or the last person that touched it when everything comes crashing down. Because one thing I'll promise you, you can't fix what we don't know about. So the value of operational learning is understanding all this stuff that is going to lead to a failure sooner or later if we don't understand it, learn from it, and improve. Because failures don't happen like this. Failures happen like that. Get out there and talk to your workers about the work. They know where the system is fragile. They're the first ones to know where the system is fragile, and they've probably got some really good ideas about what to do about it. Thanks.